All right, so guys, it happened. The Aussies had the honor of knocking England out of this World Cup. This is England's sixth defeat in 7 games, and England just crashed out for 253. Like, it was closer than the other matches that England played, but come on, like they wasn't close enough for that to an opponent like Australia, who I think they love fighting against, maybe only on their home turf. Otherwise, they just. Anyway, Stokes scored 64, Milan got a 50, Zampa did really well, 3 for 21, one of his best figures, and Australia won by 33 runs. So I have my top 5 moments for this match. That's it. Number 5 is England's batting. England looked like they were waiting for dew again. This happened in Lucknow as well. So they could speed up the run rate. I think it was way too late. Like they just waited too long. Um, Joe Root, man, I love watching this guy back, but what is happening? Like, he's just one of the indisputable greats coming from that country across all formats. He produced an innings of such awfulness, and it just, I don't know what's happening, but like I just feel really bad for England at this point. Josh Butler failed again. Bairstow got out on the first ball. Stokes and Milan were probably just the only reliable ones. They were grinding it out there, for an 84-run stand in the third wicket, and at a similar tempo, like at which Labuschagne and Steve Smith had revived, Australia's own innings. And then, sometimes I always think this is with Ben Stokes that I think Stokes spawns into some demon slayer when he's playing against Australia. That's the fight that I wanted to see. He did it, but he just didn't take it to completion and win the fight. Though he had like a very bad knock against India. Remember that dismissal from Shami? This time he was slower. He made sure that, he played a more tempered innings. I was really hoping for a well fought 100 and also a victory because, they drew the Ashes series, and I thought that a win here would be interesting, like to see England win against Australia. But come on, Australia is not going to be sitting quietly and taking that. Um, you can see, I mean, he was also injured. His left knee is bothering him. I don't know why he's putting himself through this. He was limping on and off, and if he's going to continue like this, I don't think he can come back and play the test series between India and England. I'm sure he's definitely missing the first 2 matches, if not the whole series. But come on, like knee injuries take a lot of time to recover. It's very complex, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's just dreaming. He thinks that he can finish the World Cup, get a knee surgery, and come back. But actually, I don't know. His doctors know. They have the best physios in the world. So anyway, number 4, England bowlers Adil Rashid and Chris Wokes actually bowled really well and gave way to Ben Stokes' heroics when they were batting. While these efforts seemed very promising, they're still going home. Adil Rashid is one of the best spin bowlers that England has. They're finally using him well. I we just don't see him in action very often. He's in Sunrisers and he hasn't played a single match in the last year or 2 years. I don't know when he came into the team. I think it was just this year, but he didn't play a single match. I don't know, is he a T20 bowler? I need to check the records or stats. But number 3, Aussies missing. Marsh and Maxi were missing, and somehow the team still managed to win against England. This is something else. I mean, all that trash talk from England about baseball being included in the dictionary during the same time, because of course they have to divert the topic. They got beat by somewhat of a handicapped team. I don't know what's happening with English team, right? Like it's just, when someone sledges or someone makes these conversations, you should only do it when you can just keep up with your performance as well. That's why I like Virat Kohli. When he sledges English players and Australian players, they back off because they know that this guy can actually perform and also give it to you on the field. So England just needs to like move on from the whole fiasco from the Ashes test, which again was brought into conversation. and this for distraction and just play cricket, man. Come on. Anyway, number two, the Australian batting. I had some mixed feelings about this part. David Warner is about what, 37, 38, and he's actually the fourth highest run getter in the tournament. And you can keep scrolling to see who else, which Australian batter is on the list, and you'll see Manas, in sitting at 19. Guys, this is the 35th match. We're getting into like these last league matches for all the teams. I think they have like what, two more leagues or three more league matches for each team. And if you want to like win the World Cup, like I wish we saw more Australian batters fill those top 10 tables, especially with someone like Smith, right? Like we want to see him bat, but he's just been having such a terrible season. So I hope it gets better for him. He's one of my favorite batsmen. Today Manas had like a good test tempo. I think he scored like what, 71, to ensure that, he kind of basically salvaged what the other batsmen didn't get to do. Smith was still at 44, still a decent knock, but we want big scores from you, man. And Green 47. That's good news actually. If Cameron Green is scoring runs, that's good news. He's one of the best all rounders, and you can't blame Warner today. The man is really bringing it into this tournament, but today was just tough luck. But anyway, number one, Adam Zampa and his all-round performance. Like Adam Zampa, the all-rounder, the wicket taker, the run getter, and the catcher. Right? He didn't really start well in this World Cup. In fact, the first two matches were kind of horrible for the entire team. But that's what a team like Australia does. They do turn it around. They're workhorses, they're fighters. In fact, that's what everybody was talking about Zampa today, that he's a fighter and he comes back, and he did. And by the way, before these matches, before the streak of wins, just remember that Australia were at the bottom of the table for 24 hours, and now suddenly they're in the top four, right? I mean, even among the professionals, these guys are like uber professional. They just know how to get their shit together, and proper workhorses, right? So yes, that's why I love the Australian team. Like they're fighting, they're in top four, man, from the bottom of the table to top four, and I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the final. I don't know about winning. I think India is getting this World Cup, but I know for sure that Australia could make it to the finals. Anyway, so he's tweeting some interesting stats, and he says Zampa has 18 wickets in his last 5 matches. Only Mohammad Shami, 20 across 2019 and 2023 has more in a 5 match sequence in the World Cup. So well done, Adam Zampa. And I really like Adam Zampa. So I hope you continue to take wickets. That's it for today. Bye.